Hello again. It continues to be a fairly showery picture across the northern half of the UK as we move through the night, but further south, clear and fairly misty, but this low misty cloud towards the southern coastline really taking its time to clear away. Now, as we look ahead to tomorrow, that split in conditions continues. Once again, it's a showery story up towards the north and northwest, particularly the northwest of Scotland, where you can see the showers could merge to longer spells of rain at times, and also a fair amount of cloud blowing in on fairly keen westerly winds. Out towards the east, though, particularly the northeastern parts of Scotland, you should be a little bit more protected, and much of England and Wales getting away with a very decent day, just a few showers perhaps across the northern half of Wales. From a temperature point of view, not bad. A high tomorrow of 21. Good night. See you tomorrow.
Morning. Now, the seasonal forecast is suggesting December is going to be cold, turning a bit milder as we head into January and February. What that means for this month is there's a higher likelihood of some snowy days. In fact, we could see some snow showers today, particularly across eastern areas of Scotland. Elsewhere, clear skies overnight, and what that's meant, temperatures have really plummeted. Lowest temperatures overnight, I think, have been in Cumbria, where values have dipped to minus 11 degrees Celsius, probably the coldest night of the week. We're seeing more in the way of cloud down towards the southeast. This is where temperatures have just about held up. We are seeing some ice, particularly on untreated roads, and the ice could linger on until probably 11 o'clock this morning across parts of Scotland. Clear skies across Northern Ireland. The western side of Wales seeing one or two showers, but generally it's a dry start to the day here, as well as the West Country.
No flurries, but overnight it becomes dry. With clear skies, we will see some fog forming, and also there's going to be a widespread frost. So following tonight's showers, there could be ice on untreated surfaces as temperatures drop back to minus 2 degrees. That's just 28 Fahrenheit. So let's look at the sun times across the region. The sun will rise tomorrow morning just before 8 o'clock, setting again at around about 3:45 tomorrow evening. And those are the next high tides from Bridlington down to Skegness around 20 to 8 tomorrow morning in Bridlington. So it will be a cold, frosty...
Hello there, good evening. It's been a fairly cold weekend, and it can look ahead to a brand new week with rain, sleet or snow at times and overnight frost as well. That's certainly what we're going to be seeing across many parts through tonight. An area of snow sits across eastern Scotland and the Grampians. Elsewhere, though, mostly dry, clearing skies, and the murky conditions continue to the south, but this will at least keep the temperatures up here, elsewhere dropping fairly rapidly. And so tomorrow, a fair amount of brightness. That area of snow drifts a little bit further southwards. Wintry showers down the western fringes, and those murky conditions just hang on round the eastern coastline. From a temperature point of view, not looking too bad, perhaps feeling a little bit less cold than today, but even so, it's not exactly balmy. Have a great evening. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
During the overnight period, bits of misty low cloud, one or two clear spells, thicker cloud amounts elsewhere, and overnight lows frost-free but pretty chilly, 4 or 5 in light westerly winds. So for Wednesday morning, the sun will rise at 8:23 and set again at 3:48. So for Christmas Eve morning, one or two mist patches here and there, but a mostly dry start to the day. Fair amounts of cloud. Celsius just above the average, and those winds very light and westerly by the afternoon. Swinging in from a southwesterly direction by Thursday on Christmas Day, but again we're hanging on to a fairly cloudy story. Perhaps a little bit of brightness here and there, but a chilly daytime high of 5. Chilly daytime high of 4 on Boxing Day on Friday. Into Saturday, not much higher than 3, and the winds pick up, so it's much colder towards the weekend. We might see a little bit more in the way of sunshine.
Good afternoon. Well, it has been a rather grey and a cloudy morning for East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire, and I'm afraid very little will change then as we head through the afternoon. Staying cloudy, perhaps just 1 or 2 breaks in the cloud giving us sunshine, but certainly feeling rather chilly as well. We're looking at highs then today of 4 or 5 along the coast, but perhaps slightly cooler further inland. Now, as we head on into this evening and overnight, will very little change. It will stay cloudy, perhaps 1 or 2 breaks in the cloud with widespread ground frost and some mist and some fog patches developing, particularly towards the west, with overnight lows down to -3 in Celsius, perhaps slightly warmer towards coastal areas.
It's like so much for Paul, he's had to take a week off to lie down.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
But he leaves me to tell you tomorrow it's still going to be cold, but at least it should be mainly dry, and we should also see plenty of sunshine. The reason, well, we're in between weather systems tomorrow, so there will be plenty of sunshine on offer, but the winds will pick up later. Back to today, where we've seen one band of showery rain after another, and we are going to see further showers for a time this evening. But after midnight, it should become dry. We'll see clear spells developing, first for Lincolnshire, then for East Yorkshire, and so we are going to see a widespread frost tonight. We're looking at lowest temperatures around about freezing, so after today's showers there will be ice on untreated surfaces and a moderate southwesterly wind.
Hello, very good morning to everybody. Many places will start dry today, variable amounts of clouds, some brightness coming through, if not a sunny spell here and there. But we are expecting a more unsettled situation to already start to push in from the northwest, spreading southwards during the course of the afternoon. Some of that rain heavy, highs of 7 and light winds. See you soon.
Here, a better chance of brighter breaks as the morning goes on, and on the whole temperatures will recover. It's going to be another mild day. As for the south, grey skies, wet too, with the rain extending anywhere from the Wash down to the West Country. Heavier bursts of rain for a time. The southeast getting away with a drier start before turning disappointingly damp as the afternoon goes on. This rain will fizzle out overnight.
Gives us the risk of localised flooding. Now, looking ahead to this afternoon, we are seeing some brightness around towards the northwest, although showery here, and towards the southeast as well. But in between, you can see this band of patchy light rain. Temperatures fairly average for the time of year. Now, looking ahead to tonight, the rain really peps up and spreads across the bulk of England and Wales, particularly focusing on the southwestern tip of England and southern Wales as well. Now, the rain's certainly slow to clear away through tomorrow, but improving all the time from the north. Have a great afternoon.
Best weather, probably Northern Ireland as we head through the morning, where you saw the worst weather overnight. Some drier interludes here, but temperatures struggling only 3 degrees Celsius. Elsewhere, that band of cloud and rain moves from the west to the east. It does mean through the afternoon, eventually most places will become a bit drier. We could see 1 or 2 wintry showers, and in fact the rain hanging on, particularly across the far east there. So here we could see the rain again turning to snow. Windy wherever you are, and top temperatures at their very best coming in around 7 to 9 degrees Celsius, and that's the weather.
Hello, good morning. Not the nicest start for driving out and about in the Monday morning rush hour. Outbreaks of rain, some of it falling as sleet and snow over the hills, the peaks, the Pennines, the Dales and the North York Moors, but quite readily pushing eastwards, giving us a nice settled afternoon for a time. Chilly high of 5 or 6 and quite breezy, and then showers packing in from the west for later.
Good evening. We've seen a good deal of rain today across parts of Wales and northern England, and there's some further heavy rain to come in the next few hours. So we do have some weather warnings in force for heavy rain, mainly across South Wales and the South Midlands. Now, all the wet weather has been helped in part by this very mild, very humid air which has been pumped up from the south. Contrast that with the sort of air we've got to the north, which is much cooler, and that will eventually win out over the next day or two. But in between the two, we've got that weather front, that line of cloud and rain, which will continue to produce some heavy downpours as we go through the rest of the night, mainly across the Midlands, but eventually slipping its way through in towards East Anglia as well.
Hello again, a very good evening to you. As expected, it's going to continue to be fairly wet across some parts of the UK as we move through the night. In fact, we have a weather warning across central and southern Wales, and that's in force for much of the night. Now, as we look ahead to tomorrow morning, and the cold front that's bringing all the grotty weather is hanging around towards the southernmost areas of England. Here, quite a mild day, but we are going to be seeing a fair amount of cloud and rain, I'm afraid, so not exactly sunbathing weather. Further north of that, plenty in the way of brightness, dry, cold, crispy conditions, and a fairly windy and unsettled picture towards the far north of Scotland, that continuing for much of the day. So into the afternoon, little changes really. That system still hangs around further south, some heavy bursts of rain running along it. Elsewhere, clouding up a touch, but still remaining fairly good. Good night, see you soon.